Imagine waking up each morning, feeling your feet touch the floor, and knowing your legs are strong enough to carry you through the day. No shaky steps, no sudden cramps, no fear lurking in the back of your mind every time you stand up. Just strength, steadiness, and the simple joy of moving without hesitation. For so many older adults, this isn't just a dream, it's a possibility waiting to be unlocked. And it all starts with giving your body what it truly needs, the right nutrients to support your muscles, your bones, and your balance. Today, we're diving into the 7 essential vitamins and minerals that could make all the difference for your legs. If you've been struggling with cramping, weakness, or that nagging feeling that you're just not as stable as you used to be, this is for you. It's not about chasing impossible youth. It's about reclaiming the freedom and confidence that strong, healthy legs can give you at any age. So stay with me, because what you'll learn today could change not just how you walk, but how you live. Let's start with a nutrient that's often called the sunshine vitamin for a reason. Vitamin D isn't just important, it's absolutely critical when it comes to keeping your legs strong and steady. As we get older, our bodies naturally produce less vitamin D, and it gets harder to absorb it from the sun the way we used to. Add in the fact that many of us spend less time outdoors, whether because of mobility issues or just being cautious about sun exposure, and you have a perfect storm for deficiency. Low vitamin D doesn't just mean weak bones. It quietly saps the strength from your muscles too. It's one of the hidden reasons so many older adults feel their legs becoming wobbly or weak without understanding why. Researchers have found that vitamin D plays a crucial role in maintaining the fast-twitch muscle fibers that keep your reflexes sharp and your balance strong. Without enough of it, your muscles can't react quickly when you stumble or shift your weight. Falls happen not because you're careless, but because your body's reaction time has been silently slowed down. But here's the good news. Raising your vitamin D levels, even a little, can have a dramatic impact. Stronger contractions, quicker responses, better stability, it's all possible. Whether you get it through safe sun exposure, foods like salmon and egg yolks, or simple daily supplements. Giving your body enough vitamin D is like handing your legs a powerful secret weapon against weakness. Of course, bones and muscles are a team. You can't have one without the other standing strong. That's where calcium steps onto the stage. We often think of calcium only in the context of preventing fractures, and it's true. Keeping your bones dense and resilient is crucial. But calcium also plays a vital, often overlooked role in how your muscles actually work. Every time you take a step, your muscles contract and relax with a rhythm that depends on calcium ions flowing smoothly. Without enough calcium, that beautiful, automatic movement starts to falter. Cramps become more common. Steps feel heavier. Getting up from a chair or climbing a few stairs becomes an effort you feel deep in your bones. Literally. Many older adults assume that muscle cramps and slow movements are just inevitable parts of aging. But often, it's the quiet depletion of minerals like calcium that's to blame. Fortunately, it's easy to start restoring what's missing. Dairy foods like yogurt and cheese can help, but so can leafy greens, almonds, and fortified plant-based milks. For some, especially those who avoid dairy or have absorption issues, supplements can bridge the gap. The key isn't to drown your body in calcium, but to feed it steadily, every day, so your muscles and bones have the fuel they need to keep you moving freely. Now, while we're talking about vital fuel for your legs, there's another player that rarely gets enough credit: vitamin B12. You might be thinking, isn't that for energy? And you'd be right. But the way it works is deeper than just giving you a pep in your step. Vitamin B12 is essential for healthy nerve function. It ensures that the electrical signals running from your brain to your legs stay strong, fast, and accurate. Without enough B12, those signals start to falter. You may feel numbness, tingling, heaviness, or a strange clumsiness that's hard to describe. Steps become unsure. Reaction times slow down. Legs may even feel detached, like they aren't fully under your command anymore. The frustrating part is that B12 deficiency often creeps in silently, especially because absorption becomes trickier with age. Less stomach acid, certain medications, or simple changes in diet can all set the stage. But the flip side is hopeful. Replenishing B12 can dramatically sharpen your movements and restore strength to your legs. Foods like lean meats, fish, eggs, and dairy are rich sources, but for many seniors, especially those with absorption challenges, B12 supplements or shots can be life-changing. And because your body eliminates excess B12 naturally, it's one of the safest vitamins to supplement under the right guidance. So far, we've talked about building a strong structure and keeping your nervous system sharp. But if you've ever been jolted awake at night by a painful leg cramp, you'll know there's more to stability than just bones and nerves. Muscle function, smooth, flexible, reliable muscle function, depends heavily on a quiet, often underappreciated mineral: magnesium. Every step you take, every rise from a chair, every moment of standing balance, your muscles are contracting and relaxing in a delicate dance. Magnesium acts as the conductor of that dance. Without enough of it, muscles misfire. They cramp, stiffen, and refuse to cooperate just when you need them most. Nighttime leg cramps, restless legs, sudden twinges during walks, these are often the early whispers of magnesium deficiency. Sadly, magnesium loss becomes more common with age, partly due to diet, but also because many common medications quietly strip it from the body. The good news is that restoring magnesium levels doesn't require anything complicated. Nuts, seeds, leafy greens, legumes, all offer magnesium in forms your body loves. And if diet alone isn't enough, magnesium supplements, particularly gentle forms like magnesium citrate, can help restore the calm, steady muscle function you deserve. If you're still with me, and I hope you are, you might be starting to see a pattern. Strong legs aren't just about muscles. They're about the invisible nutrients working behind the scenes, orchestrating every step, every stretch, every stabilizing reaction. And we're just getting started. The next vital piece of the puzzle is potassium, a mineral that quietly powers muscle contractions and nerve signals alike. Potassium might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think about leg strength, but once you understand how it works, you'll realize it's like the hidden engine behind every stable step you take. This mineral plays a huge role in balancing fluids inside and outside your muscles, which means without enough potassium, even a simple walk across the living room can start to feel shaky, stiff, or just not right. If you've ever stood up after sitting for a while and felt your legs tremble, or if your muscles have ever cramped up out of nowhere, low potassium might be whispering for your attention. The magic of potassium lies in how it keeps your muscles and nerves talking to each other clearly. Without it, the messages from your brain to your legs get garbled. That's when you find yourself stumbling, dragging your feet slightly, or feeling like your legs aren't responding as quickly as they should. And the risks don't stop there. Potassium is also deeply tied to bone health, quietly protecting your legs from the creeping danger of osteoporosis by helping neutralize acids that can leach minerals from your bones over time. The beauty is that nature has made potassium easy to find if you know where to look. Sure, bananas are the poster child, but avocados, spinach, sweet potatoes, oranges, and beans are rich sources too. Just adding a baked potato, skin and all, or a hearty spinach salad to your meals can start making a difference. And if dietary changes alone aren't enough, supplements are there as a backup. But always check with a doctor first, especially if there are kidney concerns. Potassium is powerful, and like all good things, it works best when balanced just right. So, as your body regains its rhythm and strength with these nutrients, there's another silent partner you don't want to forget: vitamin K. It's often overshadowed by its flashier cousins like vitamin D and calcium. But without enough vitamin K, all the calcium in the world won't end up where it belongs. Instead of strengthening your bones and joints, calcium can stray into the wrong places, like your blood vessels or soft tissues, causing stiffness, pain, and even bigger health problems. Vitamin K acts like a traffic director inside your body, guiding calcium to the bones where it belongs, and away from areas where it can cause harm. For seniors who dream of legs that are not just strong, but flexible and pain-free, vitamin K is essential. It helps keep joints moving smoothly, bones dense and resilient, and muscles coordinated. Studies have shown that higher vitamin K intake is linked to stronger bones and better mobility, and even a noticeable reduction in knee stiffness and joint pain. Getting enough vitamin K doesn't require exotic foods or complicated diets. It's hiding in plain sight in the foods we often overlook. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard, as well as fermented favorites like aged cheeses and natto. A simple serving of sautéed greens with dinner, or tossing some spinach into your morning smoothie, can quietly fuel your body's ability to stay strong and steady. And for those who struggle with digestion or take medications that interfere with absorption, carefully chosen supplements can provide an extra layer of support. Of course, if you're on blood thinners, it's crucial to have a chat with your doctor before making big changes to your vitamin K intake. But for most people, a little extra green on the plate goes a long, long way. Now, by this point, you might be thinking, that's a lot already. Is there really more? And the answer is yes. Because if there's one more key player in the symphony of strong, cramp-free legs, it's vitamin B6. It's the quiet workhorse that keeps your muscles fueled, your nerves firing accurately, and your body's recovery systems running smoothly. Without enough B6, even the strongest muscles can falter, leaving you feeling sluggish, sore, and strangely uncoordinated. Vitamin B6 helps your body build and repair muscle tissue, keeps your nerve signals crisp, and supports the production of red blood cells that deliver oxygen to tired legs. If you've ever noticed your legs feeling heavy or your stamina fading faster than it used to, a lack of B6 could be playing a bigger role than you realize. It also acts as a natural anti-inflammatory agent, quietly reducing the aches, pains, and stiffness that can make movement feel like a chore instead of a joy. Luckily, your daily meals can easily become your allies. Chicken, fish like salmon and tuna, bananas, potatoes, chickpeas, all of these are rich in B6 and easy to work into everyday eating. For those who need a little extra support, low-dose B6 supplements can help, but balance is key. Too much can cause nerve issues, so it's always better to focus on food first and supplement only when needed under guidance. When George, a vibrant 76-year-old who used to love long morning walks, started struggling with heavy legs and sudden nighttime cramps, he thought it was just aging catching up with him. It wasn't until he spoke with his doctor and adjusted his vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and B6 levels that he realized it wasn't age, it was nutrition. Within a few months, the difference was like night and day. His strength returned. His cramps faded. He found himself not only walking further, but standing taller, feeling steadier, and moving with the kind of quiet confidence he thought he had lost forever. It's stories like George's that remind us. These aren't just vitamins. They're tools for freedom. They're the small, invisible supports that make the difference between living cautiously and living fully. They are how we give ourselves the gift of strength, not by trying to fight time, but by nourishing the bodies that have carried us this far and can still carry us so much further. And the best part, it's not about making massive, overwhelming changes. It's about small, steady choices, a few more leafy greens here, a little more sunshine there, a conscious decision to care for the legs that have cared for us for so many years. Step by step, meal by meal, breath by breath, we reclaim the life waiting for us, stronger, steadier, and filled with moments we can truly enjoy. As the weeks went by, George realized something even more powerful than the return of his strength. He realized that his life was opening up again in ways he hadn't dared to expect. Where once he would have hesitated at the thought of a long walk, now he welcomed the idea with a quiet excitement. Where once getting out of a chair in a crowded restaurant felt like a private ordeal, now it was something he did without a second thought. Each small improvement, each little boost in stamina, added up to something much larger than stronger legs. It was the return of freedom, the kind that so many people unknowingly give up as they get older, one uncertain step at a time. The beauty of it all was how interconnected everything became. It wasn't that any one vitamin or mineral was a magic bullet. It was that together they created a foundation. Vitamin D lit the path, strengthening muscles and quickening reflexes. Calcium built the sturdy frame that supported every movement, B12 sharpened the electrical currents that told his muscles when and how to move. Magnesium soothed his muscles, smoothing out the twitches and cramps that had once jolted him awake at night. Potassium fine-tuned his balance and muscle control, ensuring that each step landed where it was meant to. Vitamin K orchestrated the calcium, steering it away from trouble and into his bones where it belonged. And B6, steady and tireless, kept the entire engine running, fueling muscles, healing damage, and making sure every breath of movement was backed by strength. George often joked with his daughter that he felt like an old house being renovated. Each part strengthened, supported, restored to working order. But inside, it wasn't a joke. It was hope. It was joy. It was something that no medication had been able to give him, no surgery could promise, no wishful thinking could create. It was the simple, powerful magic of giving his body the building blocks it needed to do the incredible thing it had always wanted to do: heal, rebuild, and move forward. He started paying more attention to the small victories, walking to the mailbox without a second thought, standing through an entire conversation with an old friend at the park without feeling the need to sit down, going grocery shopping and reaching for the top shelf without worrying about his balance. Every one of these moments felt like a quiet celebration, a proof that the work he was doing was making a difference not just in his legs, but in his whole life. Sometimes, though, George would catch himself wondering why it had taken him so long to learn these things. Why no one had ever explained that feeling weaker, more tired, less steady wasn't just an unavoidable part of aging. It was often a sign of needs not being met, needs that could be addressed, supported, nourished back to strength. He thought about how many people out there might still be struggling, blaming themselves, resigning themselves to a smaller life, when all they really needed was a little more understanding, a little more care, and a lot more belief in what their bodies could still do. He made it his quiet mission to share what he had learned, with friends at his senior center, with neighbors, even with strangers he struck up conversations with at the park. Not in a preachy way, but with the simple honesty of someone who had lived through it, someone who knew firsthand what it felt like to fear falling, to feel your world slowly shrinking, and then to find a way back to strength. The truth he shared was simple: you are not broken. You are not finished. You are not beyond repair. Your legs, your body, your spirit, they are still capable of incredible resilience. They just need the right tools. And those tools are often simpler and closer than we realize. A morning spent in the sunshine, letting your skin drink in the life-giving rays that fuel vitamin D. A plate filled with colorful, nourishing foods that quietly rebuild what time and where have worn down. A decision to pay attention to the quiet signals your body sends, honoring its needs instead of ignoring them. A willingness to believe that change is still possible, no matter how many birthdays you've celebrated. For George, it wasn't about becoming young again. It was about becoming whole again. About feeling like his body and spirit were finally back on the same team, working together instead of fighting each other. It was about walking not just with his legs, but with a renewed sense of purpose, joy, and yes, independence. And the best part? George's story isn't rare. It's not reserved for the lucky few. It's available to anyone willing to take those first small steps. Because strong legs aren't just made in the gym or found in youthful bodies. They're built in kitchens, in morning walks, in mindful choices, in the quiet, everyday acts of self-care that stack up over time into something truly magnificent. If there's one thing George would tell anyone listening, it's this: don't wait for weakness to become your normal. Don't accept a shrinking world. You deserve to move through life with confidence, stability, and joy. You deserve to trust your legs and yourself again. And it all starts with the simple, powerful decision to nourish what carries you forward, one day, one meal, one step at a time. Sometimes the most profound changes in our lives don't come from grand gestures or sweeping transformations. Sometimes they come from small, steady choices, the kind of choices that, at first, seem almost too simple to matter. A walk in the morning sun, a handful of spinach on your plate, a conscious decision to sit up straighter, to stand a little taller, to nourish yourself with what you truly need rather than what's simply convenient. George's story is a reminder that these small choices stack up. Day by day, they rebuild the foundation beneath our feet, the quiet strength in our legs, the steadiness in our stride. It's not about chasing the past. It's about embracing the present with open arms and a hopeful heart, trusting that even now, especially now, there are better days ahead. Imagine waking up and not dreading that first step out of bed. Imagine walking across a parking lot without scanning for something to grab onto. Imagine climbing a few stairs with ease, not fear. Imagine saying yes to an afternoon stroll, a family outing, a dance class, without second-guessing whether your legs will carry you. All of that, and so much more, is possible when you nourish your body the way it's asking to be nourished. When you honor the silent needs for strength, balance, and resilience that never truly disappear, no matter how many candles have graced your birthday cakes. You're not just giving yourself better legs, you're giving yourself a fuller life. And the truth is, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything overnight. Progress isn't about never slipping, never forgetting, never needing a reminder. It's about choosing again and again to care for yourself a little more today than you did yesterday, to listen a little more closely to the whispers of your body, to respond with kindness, patience, and belief. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed at where to start, remember, every journey begins with a single step. Maybe today it's as simple as standing outside for 10 minutes of sunshine. Maybe it's adding a handful of nuts or leafy greens to your dinner plate. Maybe it's asking your doctor to check your vitamin levels at your next appointment. Maybe it's just believing for the first time in a long time that strength and stability aren't beyond your reach. Because they're not. They're right there waiting for you to reach back. Your legs have carried you through so much already, through years of challenges, victories, lessons, and laughter. They deserve to be cared for with the same love and gratitude you give to the people you cherish most. And you deserve the simple, priceless joy of moving through the world without fear, without hesitation, without apology. So today, let's make a quiet promise together, not just to strengthen our legs, but to strengthen our lives, to honor the bodies that have carried us this far, to nourish the muscles, the bones, the nerves, the heart that still beat with the rhythm of possibility. And if you found even one piece of encouragement here today, one small seed of hope or inspiration, I invite you to share it. Share this message with someone you love, a parent, a grandparent, a friend, someone who might be standing right where you once stood, wondering if it's too late, wondering if it's still possible. It is. It always is. And if you'd like to keep receiving simple, life-changing tips for building strength, boosting energy, and living fully at every age, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. We're building a community where aging isn't about decline. It's about resilience, about wisdom, about new beginnings. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'm honored to walk this journey with you. Until next time, keep your head high, your heart open, and your steps steady, because the best parts of your story are still unfolding. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and most importantly, keep moving forward.